question, Phil Nichols will be the first candidate to answer. The question is, the compensation package, particularly for healthcare, appears to be the major reason that Howell teachers have been working for nearly a year without a new contract. The board has taken steps to become the district's policyholder in what it says is an effort to control healthcare costs. The Howell Education Association says it will pitch in more money to keep its MESA coverage and that it has traded wage increases for preservation of benefits over the years. As a board member, how do you propose to get these two groups together to forge a fair contract compromise that will best serve the school district?
Okay, can you hear me in the back? I hope so. I'm not tall, but as it was said earlier, the teachers have said they will help pay so they can keep their health care. I think that this shows a willingness to negotiate by the teachers. I had a whole idea in my head and it just popped out. Teachers want health care for the stakes. The board, at a previous board meeting, it was brought to my attention that it doesn't seem that the schools are really coming to negotiate. They're coming and saying, this is the numbers we are willing to produce. You take it or you leave it. And that right there does not help relations between the teachers and the board. Both sides need to negotiate. Both sides need to try to come up with a win-win situation for the good of Howell Public Schools. If elected, I would spare no time in trying to negotiate and get a contract with the teachers, whether it be with MESA and keeping what the teachers want, or a program that saves the district a considerable amount of money and is comparable in the services to MESA. I don't think we should save money and be like, well, your health care is going to get cut in quality dramatically. I think we need to keep a good health care for our teachers because they're the ones giving the education. Thank you.
You know, it's been said that that the district, or that the Board of Education wants to be in control of the district's policy. They want the power over the district, and that couldn't be further from the truth. We have a board that sits up there that sees $8.4 million in cuts. And we know something has to give somewhere. We know we can get the same coverage for them under a different carrier. The saying goes that there are two sides to every story, and the truth usually falls somewhere in between. And because I'm on the school board, I have to stop what I'd really like to say next, because then they'll file an unfair labor practice against me. I like the idea of a board member serving on the bargaining team. We don't do that. Apparently, it was done many years ago. Unfortunately, because many of us work full-time jobs, we aren't in a position that we can do that. I work as the judicial secretary to Judge David Reeder, and to leave at 3 o'clock in the afternoon is not an option for me. But I do think that if we have a board member that's able to stand up and do that, I would very much support that. It's very difficult being in the position of a school board member, like I said, because there are so many things that I can't say because we are in active bargaining. So I think at that point, I'll stop.
Well, as you know, I'm not on the board and I'm not in the Howell Education Association, so I'm not privileged with all the information. What I can say, somebody saying there can't be, all right, what I can say is it is the board's responsibility to establish the amount of the budget that's allocated for teacher compensation in total. After that, the issue should be open for negotiation. Obviously, the amount of teacher compensation needs to reflect the financial reality of the district. It does no good to have a contract that cannot be honored. We need to make sure we look at the pay the right way. The board is concerned about total cost. That's what it costs to employ a teacher. This includes salary, social security tax, health benefits, retirement costs, workers' compensation, unemployment compensation, sick leave, substitute teachers, and time to cover for meetings, etc. All this is part of the total compensation. I'm happy to offer options to the teachers within this framework that they can choose what best serves their needs. The board only cares about the total amount of pie. Each person has different circumstances, so there should be some choice available to them so they can choose what is best for them. I was pleased recently to hear a proposal from Lansing as a bipartisan proposal. It came from the state Republicans and has the support of both the UAW and the AFL-CIO. And this proposal was for insurance pooling by Michigan districts. This should give districts the options to have the benefits of a larger pool and lower cost. This is an area where I think Lansing can help us. These are the kind of things I would like to see. The board cares about the total cost. How the decisions are negotiated within there is up to the negotiations. And frankly, what the teachers see as their preferences at that point should be fine. Thank you very much.